Mr. Peanut Butter? God, I hope he doesn't see us.
Is that BoJack Horseman?
Oh, geez, here we go.
Mr. Peanut Butter and BoJack Horseman in the same room. What is this, a crossover episode?
You know, that gets funnier every time.
Love it or hate it, Teen Titans Go is here for the long haul.
I guess the network is just giving the people what they want.
And they want us!
Yeah, that's right!
And when a show has been on for more than 12 years, gross, they have to think of ways to keep things fresh. And there's never been a more tried and true ratings monster like a crossover.
What time is it?
Time for you to shut up!
I mean, come on, you know crossovers were some of the hypest moments on TV. Power Rangers meets the Ninja Turtles, Bravo Doobie Doo, Tim Allen meets Tim Allen.
They called me the Tool Man.
I'll get back to you on that one. But Teen Titans Go loves a crossover, and they've had more than any other show on the network. So I thought, why not take a look at all of them and see which ones work, which ones don't, and which of them barely qualify. I'm looking at you, Teen Titans Go see Space Jam. I know there's a couple of moments thrown in there, but this thing is a glorified commentary track. Doesn't count. And neither does the Turtle episode. That's a parody. It's different.
Booyakasha.
He said booyakasha? That sounds like my catchphrase.
Nah, Sai. Yours is booyah.
Kasha.
But enough stalling, let's get right into it. I'm your host and brand new roommate, D'Angelo Edwards, and today I'm taking my hat off to the Teen Titans Go crossovers.
Superhero Team Crossover Event!
You mean like another movie?
Did I say movie?
Thank you for saving us, the Batman.
Yeah, Robin didn't want us to call you.
He also thinks he's better than you.
What? I didn't exactly say that.
Since this is the first one, what better episode to start off with than intro? I did not know what to expect when I got to this one. I knew we'd be getting into some theme song based shenanigans, I just didn't know when.
Is it just me, or does our intro feel extra long today?
Oh, we already did, my bad. Yeah, basically from the moment this episode starts, it is top to bottom sight gags, and it is so good. The plot of the episode revolves around Control Freak, trying to stop Teen Titans Go from continuing by trapping them in their intro. Yeah, nice plan, numbnuts. Ever seen one of these? The team end up chasing him through a bunch of other different intros, causing chaos and ruining stuff as per usual. Watching through, I couldn't believe how creative they got with some of the animation choices. Like, we get full sequences done in the style of those silhouettes we always see, and the style where they're dancing. Reminds me of The Nanny, where they actually did a full episode in the style of the intro. I freaked out when I learned about this, can't believe it took me so long. Going back to the dancing style, the animation here is so fluid. Seeing what dance the Titans would do next every season was always one of my favorite parts of the show, so it's cool to get a whole segment fully animated. This and all the other dances are done by Hayek Manukyan. Tried my best there, and if you've never heard that name, you probably recognize the old man he always draws dancing all the time. Dude ain't leaving the club till that social security gives out. After watching this part, I was a little bummed out that the Titans weren't animated in the style of the shows they were visiting, but they probably didn't have the time or budget for that. Doesn't make the rest of the episode any less fun. They go into the Flintstones, the Jetsons, Scooby-Doo, and even Batman the Animated Series.
Oh no.
What was weird though was seeing that they didn't use the original theme songs for any of them except for Batman. Like, all of these are owned by Warner Bros. You couldn't be bothered to ask yourself for permission? The Scooby-Doo part isn't even the right theme song. That was just some writer going rogue spreading his agenda.
Hey, Scooby! Scooby-Dooby-Doo, looking for you. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are ya?
An agenda I bought into because this is the theme for the new Scooby-Doo movies. Scooby-Doo and Phyllis Diller? That's like chocolate and peanut butter for kids. Like weird kids though. Okay, just me. We get some pretty good gags throughout, them carjacking Fred and using Lady Legacy to power the car, and I like all the ways they use stock footage from the intros to interact with the Titans. Also, why the cyborg hit on Rosie? Dude already pulled the best girl in the show. He's just being greedy now.
Hey there, Rosie.
Later, Rosie.
It was not long before seeds of dissent took root.
Besides, he wouldn't even like her body, it's all circuity and metallic. My favorite part, surprising no one, is the Batman scene. Just because it's so funny to see Control Freak get the snot kicked out of him by Batman, and fanboy over him.
No! This is so cool! No! No! Batman is beating me to a pulp! No! Oh, I love it!
Aw, that's gonna take like 30 Fluttershy kisses to make him feel better. Then the episode ends with like the biggest middle finger I've ever seen in a cartoon, with the team ending up in the original Teen Titans cartoon, kicking out the original Titans and taking over the show. I don't know if a cartoon can be considered a heel, but if it can, Teen Titans Go is the biggest one. Even this line they sneak in.
We would much prefer to stay here.
Yep, I'm feeling this spot.
It's like our childhood.
It's like our childhood. They want every bit of smoke they get. I can't do anything but respect it. But this is a good one. They get a lot out of the intros, and they even get to do some fun stuff with their own. And like I said, rudest cartoon on the block. Never change, dude. Haters gotta hate.
Superheroes are supposed to inspire hearts and teach valuable lessons about friendship and life.
We do that?
What? Lessons like books can be dangerous? Or what is better, burgers or burritos?
It's time to get really serious.
Yeah, now it's time for a classic. This is one of those episodes that made waves even when we were in peak Teen Titans Go hate. After being showed up by Aqualad, Superboy, and Miss Martian from Young Justice, Robin decides that he and his team have to give up their silly ways and get serious.
What's up with you, dude?
Oh, nothing. Just thinking about my dead parents.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Now, this episode was obviously meant to poke fun at the fact that the original, darker series was replaced with one that regularly makes Robin do this.
Scoot your booty, that booty, and I do the booty scooty. Scoot your booty, that booty, and I do the booty scooty.
Oh, damn, man, you done fell off. Shouldn't have gave up your show, dog.
Actually, watching through this one, it felt more like a jab at the overall way too serious nature of comic books media at the time. Like, boo-hoo, your whole race is dead and you're the last of your kind. What are you gonna do? You're gonna cry about it? Oh. I'm joking, of course, but I do like a good mix of serious and lighthearted fun. And this episode shows how you kinda need both, wacky shows and darker ones. It also goes into how when something is too serious, it loops right back into funny.
Guys, the monster in me is feeding on your anger. I don't know who I am anymore!
The way they talk about their backstories and brood like an 8th grader on Dead Journal, and look at them in their serious mode, they look hilarious. Dan Hipp's art direction is really shining through. I've been a fan of his work for a while with those huge blocky shapes combined with all that detail, it really makes it all stand out. The definition of both minimalism and maximalism. I think the only real problem I had with the episode is that the characters from Young Justice don't really show up that much. I would have thrown in a few more scenes of them showing up to Titans, and the only one of them that talk is Aqualad, and that's just because he's played by Kari Payton, Cyborg's voice actor. They also look crazy like Bitmoji versions of themselves, but it was still fun seeing them, and they gave us one of the most memorable episodes of Teen Titans Go. It's okay, Young Justice. You can rest now. Go back into slumber. You gave us 3 good seasons, and a 4th one.
Look, guys, no offense, but Steven Spielberg is the executive producer of my show, and he's very picky about doing crossovers. I doubt very highly.
He said it was fine.
Okay, so when I first heard about this one, I couldn't believe it. Freakazoid has always been one of my favorite shows. It has some of the dumbest jokes ever, and they never fail to make me laugh.
You want to see something strange and mystical?
No! Get out of here with that watch! Lay off the poor beavers, will ya? Jeez!
And while that might say something about my brain, much like Sum 41, Huggbees marks Freakazoid's first appearance in over 20 years, and dude, even if you're not a fan of Teen Titans Go, if you're a fan of Freakazoid, you are going to love this one.
The future? Cool! Have you guys taken care of that whole poverty thing?
The main plot revolves around the Brain teaming up with the Lobe, an old villain of Freakazoid's.
Lobe. Oh, Mr. Squishy Head Man! What about him?
So the Titans decide to fight fire with fire and release Freakazoid to help take down the Brain Gang. Even before the story started for real, they had my attention. Just watching them dig through barrels of one-season cartoon flops is hilarious as a cartoon fan. Who has even thought about detention in the last 100 years? That thing didn't even get a second life on Cartoon Network. And look how crunchy the Wanehead logo looks. You're telling me no one at WB has a clean PNG? I gotta stop complaining whenever I have to redraw a logo for a thumbnail. It's rough out here for everyone. There are a lot of cute nods to kids WB. They mention Road Rovers, Batman Beyond, and they of course take the obligatory jab at Lunatics.
Did they reboot the Lunatics?
They'd upgrade that jab to a full 3-piece combo later, but I'm getting ahead of myself. What really makes this episode fun is the attention to detail. Even in the Teen Titans Go world, Freakazoid still feels like Freakazoid, and you can tell the crew put in the work to make it so good. Even sending the script to Paul Rudd, the voice of Freakazoid, for approval and touch-ups. Speaking of, they got everyone back to reprise their roles. It makes me so happy that Ed Asner and David Warner got to be Cosgrove and the Lobe one last time before they passed away. Rest in peace.
Wow, Cosgrove, where'd you learn so much about donuts?
From an old woman.
They even got the original narrator of the show back, and he gets involved in the plot just like he used to. All of this along with the classic bits from the show like Relaxovision and Freakazoid getting obsessed with random words. This feels more like a Freakazoid episode that just so happens to have the Teen Titans. There are full parts where they're not even on screen. This was just a cover to let someone animate his fanfiction. The biggest contribution they make to the episode is them racing to see who can crap their pants the fastest.
Y'all niggas wildin'.
But to be honest, I think that was the best way to do it. Like, think about it. You're a huge Freakazoid fan, and absolutely nothing has come out in decades. You'd want to get the most out of this cameo before the studio forgets about him for another decade. You don't want to see the guys who have 400 episodes eat up the runtime. You want to see the star, and this episode gave me exactly that. Freakazoid was as charming as ever, the references were perfect, and I got to see my main man Cosgrove one last time. All in all, I call this a great episode. One of my favorites of the series. And you know, sometimes they do more than one crossover, so there's a chance we might get to freak out again. Maybe see his alter ego Dexter Douglas, or maybe the Huntsman, or maybe even Candlejack.
Scream.
Okay, teams, let's play the Feud.
Good luck.
I'm not shaking your hand. I don't trust a man who wears an ascot. What are you hiding, Freddy boy?
This one made me realize one thing about this show. Every single person that works on it is a dick. No other way to put it, just rude to everyone.
Jenny!
From the moment I saw them pull up this schedule, I knew no one on the team was serious. The silly adventures of teens who are also Titans? Teen Titans who go?
Go fuck yourself.
This episode is another one that stars Control Freak, who really is just a stand-in for people who think a children's show killed their parents.
What they really want are classic cartoons like Johnny Quest, Josie and the Pussycats, and Scooby-Doo, but they're never on because you keep taking up all the time slots.
No, because it's ultra
old.
No, your life isn't terrible because you don't like a reboot. It's because eggs are 12 bucks and you never got diagnosed for ADHD. Join the club. This episode pits the Titans against the Scooby Gang in a round of Family Feud, which, I didn't even know they were allowed to do this. What, did they work out a deal with Steve Harvey in between him gasping for air? This episode is just okay for the most part. It's cute seeing the gang interact with the Teen Titans, but I'd wish they'd given them more of an edge, you know?
Well, we better play along to find out, gang.
They're an even more wholesome good time than I hoped.
They're the coolest. I love you, Scooby-Doo.
Glazed. Like, make them more like Mystery Inc. or What's New Scooby-Doo. They come off as like extra well-behaved and kinda dull because they want to show off how annoying and crazy the Titans are. Some of the jokes don't even make sense. Like, they call the Titans ugly, and buddy, have you seen the way some people draw these characters online? It is a problem. There are some good line reads, but overall the characters feel a little flat.
Jeepers, Fred, how could you? Jeepers.
Where's Velma's sarcasm? Why aren't Scooby and Shaggy messing things up? Why doesn't Daphne look like she does in Guess Who?
Dim legs.
I will say Fred is pretty good in this.
Frank Welker is the voice actor behind all of my favorite cartoon characters. Megatron from Transformers, Slimer from the real Ghostbusters, Fred over there, and even Scooby-Doo.
Me? Don't worry, there's no way our voices come from some guy named Frank.
I used to not care about Fred at all when I was a kid, but over the years, he's really grown on me. If you want some peak Fred and you're tired of crying yourself to sleep every night over Mystery Incorporated, I highly recommend Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. I know Velma's new slam piece was the center of attention when that movie came out, but this is peak Fred to me. Frank Welker is a national treasure.
Just kidding. I was built for this stuff. I'm gonna live forever!
But yeah, this episode is mostly just making fun of the Titans and the audience. But it's nothing special in the long run. The gang needed more oomph, and Robin trying to prove that him and his team are competent when it couldn't be far from the truth is just business as usual. There's some cute gags and funny parts, but all in all, just an okay episode.
Well, we couldn't have done it without you.
She has admitted it! I knew it.
Looks like the Teen Titans win after all! Boom!
You know what? I was set to hate this one. You guys know I have no love for 2016 Powerpuff. As covered in my Pulitzer-winning video, Pray for the Girls, Don't Ask Me to See the Award. And when this came out, I was barely out of my Teen Titans Go Sucks phase, so I wanted nothing to do with this. But now that I've finally sat down and watched it, I liked it way more than I thought I would. Tired of getting his butt handed to him, Mojo Jojo decides to go to another dimension, where heroes don't stop crimes, which means he ends up at the Titans' doorstep. Now the Powerpuff Girls have to team up with Robin, Starfire, and Raven to stop him from making a monkey army. And if you're wondering where Beast Boy and Cyborg are,
So cool! Can we get in on that?
You truly are superheroes who do not fight villains, and you want to help me?
Spend the day with a talking monkey making a monkey army.
Yeah!
this thing is a great example of how you do a crossover, leaning on the strengths of both series and messing around with the things that define them. And it leads to some great gags, like how Robin can hear the Powerpuff narrator.
Oh no! Cyborg and Beast Boy ensnared in the evil clutches of Mojo Jojo!
Who said that?
Wait, you heard me?
I hear you loud and clear, voice!
Also, Mojo is hilarious in this.
That's my jam!
When it comes to these Cartoon Network crossovers, he is consistently the best part. If any of you saw that Jellystone episode, he's really good in that too. Just as Cindy. Yeah, go monkey go! Surprisingly enough, the girls aren't half bad in this either, feeling a lot closer to how they were portrayed in the original series than in the reboot. Buttercup is back to being tough instead of just an idiot, and Blossom feels like a leader. Bubbles is a little too low energy for my taste, but it is leagues better than what we could have been working begin with. I will say they missed a good opportunity to have Tara Strong do her Bubbles voice, since she also does Raven. I would have had Raven doing the voice to annoy Bubbles, but maybe they just didn't want to remind people of what they took away from them. Also, despite being animated in Flash, the action here has a lot more zip to it than it does in Powerpuff 2016. Better poses, better impact, it's crazy. I guess when paired up with the Titans, they have to make sure the girls come off as better heroes, and in doing so, they portrayed them better than in their own reboot. Still doesn't hold a candle to the original, but que sera sera.
Wow, really?
I do think this one should have been a full 22 minutes though. Beastie and Psy don't even get a real chance to interact with the girls, and given Cyborg's vast knowledge of TV, I feel like he would have been fangirling over them if he got the chance. I also wish they had gone with the original title of The Teen Titans Go and Powerpuff Girls Completely Organic Crossover Special. It really rolls off the tongue. The rigs for the girls also suffered the same fate of Powerpuff Girls Rule, looking a little awkward in some shots. But this was a good one. Neither the girls nor the Titans overshadow one another, and there are plenty of good jokes throughout. You guys did a good job. Now never show me that version of the girls again.
And so, once again, the day is saved. No thanks to the Teen Titans. Seriously, what is wrong with those guys?
I checked! This is it! This is the new Thundercats cartoon!
Why's their mouths shaped like beans?
Okay, so remember what I said about Cartoon Feud and how that episode was proof the whole crew were jerks? Yeah, throw that take out because this is the one. They go crazy in this episode.
Why? Are we angry?
Yes, why?
Because someone made a cartoon not the way we exactly wanted them to!
That's like right in my fucking ear.
The Thundercats don't even show up till the end. They just spend the runtime dunking on how people reacted to Thundercats' roar. At first, I thought I was getting tired of the whole meta thing Teen Titans Go likes to do a lot, especially watching all these back to back. But they take it so far in this one that I couldn't help but laugh. The episode starts with the Titans excited to watch the new reboot, but after seeing what it's become, they fly into a rage. Except for Starfire, who kinda just finds it cute.
I believe you will all find it as wonderful as I do. Yeah.
I've seen enough!
The other Titans, however, decide to do everything in their power to get it taken off the air. The best thing about this episode is how the Titans act. They really push the expressions, and just looking at them is enough to kill me. But then the actors kick in. This episode has some of the funniest line reads in the entire show, and it feels like watching someone animate a 4chan post. Beast Boy and Raven are great, but Robin and Cyborg steal the show on this episode. Seriously, some of the funniest dialogue I've ever heard from them.
This will not stand! And if you think we're gonna give up, then you don't know the Teen Titans!
Yeah, that's right! Tell them, bro! We ain't got nothing better to do!
I can definitely see how a lot of this comes off as mean-spirited, with the caricatures of man-children, and when they're so certain that they can get rid of the show by starting a petition.
What better way to get $1 billion conglomerate to take notice?
But as someone who is in the weeds when it comes to this whole talking about cartoon things, people really get too in their feelings about these reboot shows. You know it's bad when the guy who's made multiple hour-long documentaries about cartoons tells you to calm down. And I don't even like Thundercats Roar. I made a very bad video saying so, please don't watch it, I was new. But back when the show was announced, people reacted way too strongly, myself included. And now that the world is the way it is, a few things seem a bit more important than a reboot of some 80s toy show. And I say this as a Thundercats fan. The episode also tried to show that people who do happen to like the show shouldn't be treated like they have brainworms. It would be nice if they had someone in there who didn't like this show but kept a level head though. Not one of the Titans though, they're supposed to be idiots. It's also kinda crazy that they end the episode by saying the show is objectively good, even though the way they say it is hilarious.
I've been watching you all from my perch in the cartoon afterlife. You've shown me that Thundercats Roar is a worthy successor, and anyone who says otherwise has a poop mouth with poop opinions.
Well, I guess that settles it.
Although this one was kinda heavy-handed, I was cracking up the whole time, so this one is up there for me. There's nothing quite like being petty to make me laugh. Too bad Thundercats 2011 caught a stray though. Maybe I'll talk about that one someday.
Kids are going to love this place, and under my control, it's going to become the #1 entertainment destination. Plus, the lunatics are unleashed!
Unleashed? What does that even mean?
I have something to confess. I like Lunatics Unleashed.
Yeah, I said it.
Aha! So he admits it!
Always have, always will. It's a perfectly fine Saturday morning cartoon. Nothing special, but I always dug how it looked and it was fun. I remember when that clip of the kid calling him an evil Bugs Bunny started circulating, and I just thought he was a wimp. Wedgie fodder. And whenever I see criticism of it, it's always just people saying it was dumb of them to try and make the Looney Tunes edgy. First of all, I'm pretty sure some dude bought a house from selling these bad boys at the flea market, so there is a market for trying to make them seem hip. And second, if you think this is edgy, I got a pair of safety scissors with your name on it. This is just your standard action comedy with the Looney Tunes slapped on it. The kind of people that think this is edgy burn their mouth on a Slurpee. Grow up. But the internet has branded it as bad, and whenever it comes up and stuff, they're usually just making fun of it. And this one is no different. Before we get into the episode itself, this thing just starts off of a brand new intro.
Welcome to Azarat Metro Bookstore. Demonic staff is here to help you find what you're looking for.
I was so confused. Does Raven just leave the team for a while and start a spin-off? I don't keep up with every episode of Teen Titans Go, since I like having motor skills, so this caught me off guard completely. But anyway, this one is about Trigun, Raven's dad and demon ruler, taking control of the Lunatics dimension, thinking it would be a great attraction. Only problem is, he doesn't know the reputation the show has gotten.
Is this real?
I think I'm gonna be sick.
To fix it, he tries to send another meteor to their planet, similar to the one that gave the Lunatics their powers. It doesn't go as planned. Yeah man, they are dead. If the Lunatics are never mentioned again, this is their canonical death. To replace them, Trigun sends the Titans to their world and they become the Teen Tunatics. From this point on, it's just shenanigans galore, with the Titans running amok with their new powers, and it's kinda fun. I mostly just like the designs they did for the Titans, and getting to see Acnetropolis was fun. I do wish they had made smarter jokes, or maybe even tried to see why people would like the show, but it's whatevs. I mean, it's not like the writer of this episode has made anything half as bad. Let's see what they...
Hey there, folks. How are you? Good to see you. You mind holding this for me? Boy, am I hungry. Being dead will do that to you. You guys got any grub around here? Oh, here we go.
Now this one was a surprise, both when I heard it was coming out and when I watched it. I've been a fan of Beetlejuice since I was a kid, both with the movie and the show, especially the show. And when the musical came out, I had that thing bumping for weeks. But Beej isn't like a character you use and stuff. Heck, they barely use him in his own sequel. He's there for 20 minutes tops. Why'd they call it Beetlejuice? It's barely beat. I would have been so mad if there had been any blood going to my head after Monica Bellucci entered.
Where is Beetlejuice?
I'm scare-roused.
But anyway, he's not what you'd think of for a crossover, especially one with the toddler Titans. But somehow, it works perfectly. The main story has to do with the spirit of Halloween getting captured, and the Titans getting help from the ghost with the most to save it. And I love how these characters work together.
You really think we can trust this guy?
What? Of course you can trust me. Look, we wear the same clothes and have the same bad breath.
This is obviously musical Beetlejuice, down to him even being voiced by Alex Brightman, who played him in it. He's not as evil as the movie version, but he's got more teeth than the cartoon, perfect for messing with the Titans.
Oh man, can you believe this guy?
Yo, this dude be hilarious, yo.
You think that's funny? Check this out. You like it?
They actually play off of each other really well. Maybe the best out of all the crossovers. He's not really fazed by any of the Titans' wacky antics, and the Titans haven't really dealt with anyone who could dish it out as well as he could take it. The closest was Freakazoid, but this one feels like more of an evenly split crossover than Freakazoid hogging the spotlight, which he should. Of course, Beetlejuice annoys Robin the most, and I get it. Beetlejuice does come off as kinda messy, and I can't think of anyone who'd appreciate a sloppy BJ.
Good night, everybody.
This episode also looks really cool. After a while, they enter BJ's world and they really went all out on the backgrounds here, giving the spirit world a refreshing, grungy style. It really made me want another Beetlejuice cartoon. Maybe a mix of this style and the style of the old cartoon. It would be hard to top that intro though. They even play around with some of the parts from the movie, like the Titans morphing their faces like those ghost dudes did, and even doing a singing scene. Of course they use that one song that doesn't cost them any money, but hey, it's still fun. Overall, this is a good one. Maybe my favorite, at least of the crossovers. The Titans and Beetlejuice work well together, they take advantage of the source material, and it's just a really fun episode. Great time, but zero Monica, so you could probably skip it in the long run.
Jackpot!
I am so excited to meet the Looney Tunes and the Hanna-Barbera's gang.
Yeah, can't we skip the whole hosting thing and just have fun?
This will be fun! Also, no one else wanted to do it, so we're stuck.
You know what makes for a good piece of television? Corporate synergy! And to celebrate the 100th anniversary of one of America's greatest movie studios, what better to honor it than by looking at some of their most important creations, like Elf, Buddy's Musical Adventure.
Check it out. Some buddy just dropped off this package.
And you know, like Bugs Bunny and all the Hanna-Barbera characters, but I know what you're really here for. This one turns the Titans into tour guides for all of Warner's many properties, with stuff you'd expect like DC characters and Cartoon Network cameos, though a lot of them don't talk. What's up with that? Let my boy Johnny speak. Jeff Bennett is in this episode, but you also get stuff like Gremlins and Friends as well.
I'm trying to pivot, but Gizmo stinks.
Well, of course he does. He can't shower, remember?
Oh, yes. He has become quite the smelly cat.
Boo!
And I'm not gonna lie, I know I'm not supposed to like these look at how many IPs we have type productions, but are you guys telling me you don't get swept up in the spectacle a little? I was in that Endgame theater. It was full of people cheering for a lot of trademarks. I can't get a little excited because Raven and Taz are cutting it up on the dance floor?
Really? Whatever. I like liking things.
If anything, I don't think they went hard enough. I wanted something on the level of Space Jam 2, but this wasn't even crossover Nexus. Where are all the Cartoon Network characters? There's like 3. Roster feels way too stacked with DC and Hanna-Barbera. And like, yeah, those are important too, but what channel do you air on? They should have at least put Dexter in the Protag group. The main plot focuses on the Titans working together with Daffy, Gizmo, and Yogi to save Warner Bros. After a shunned Michigan J Frog uses the power of the WB shield to transform the studio into a lawless wasteland. Now the team has to find the pieces of the shield to get the studio back to normal and save the characters of the WB.
I'll tell you the plan. We're going to find those missing shield pieces and restore Warner Brothers, even if it takes weeks or months or...
Found one! This way!
Hey! Wait for me!
Now I know I just complained about what they didn't do, but the actual episode wasn't bad. Daffy and Robin having an ego off is some good stuff. They were one of my favorite parts of the episode.
Quick! Call security!
We are the security!
I knew you weren't the hero for the job.
Not now!
Yogi is fun too, but I kind of feel like Gizmo didn't need to be here. I mean, sure he's cute, but he doesn't do much outside of splitting into a smarter gremlin that helps out along the way.
Oh dear, it's getting away.
Here, use these.
Good thinking, Yogi. You foolish little monster!
And like I said earlier, if they wanted some brain power, they could have used Dexter. Could you not fork over the 50 cents to Gendy? But yeah, Daffy carries it.
I guess we both become better heroes when we work together.
Kinda gay. Okay. Also, I guess they upped the budget for this episode because there are multiple parts that look pretty good. These parts really up the ante, and out of all the normal episode crossovers, this one feels the most like a special. And there are some fun locations too. We get to take a visit to Turfland, and for some reason we get a lot of friend spotlight. What am I talking about? For some reason. Yeah, for some reason. The actual plot of the episode is mostly whatever. Do you really care about them fighting the WB frog?
Beat it, Toad!
It's definitely more so focused on all the characters and movies you recognize. And while I don't think this is the best they could have done, Crossover Dex's clears, it's still a fun episode with a nice little budget increase. Maybe it should have been 40 minutes though, just to get more out of all the characters they want to remind you they own. Come on guys, I am a sheep, you just gotta pander more.
That's all, yo!
Batgirl, tragic origin story.
Ooh, there are so many. Let me think.
Being raised by a demon!
Good answer! Whoa, talk about issues. Show me my dad's the devil!
For these next three, we're just gonna group them together since they all star the same group, the DC Superhero Girls. Created by Lauren Faust, I haven't seen much of it, but I've enjoyed what I've watched, and I've always loved the style ever since I saw the short that aired before Teen Titans Go to the movies. Also, any show that has Nicole Sullivan voicing Supergirl while drawing her like this has got to be good. So probably to bump up the show's ratings and get maybe 10 of the 20 people still watching TV to give it a shot, the DC Superhero Girls got not only a crossover episode, but also a 4-part special and a movie with the Teen Titans. Starting first, we have Superhero Feud, which is actually a retread of the Cartoon Feud episode, though this one is much better in my opinion. Here we have the Titans and the girls? Are they really just called the Superhero Girls in their show? That's a bad name, guys. Anyway, the Titans and the girls compete once again in a game of Family Feud to find out which of them is the best team. Does WB like own that show? They play the real music, this isn't a parody. But yeah, this is a really fun one. The Titans have way more chemistry with the DC Superhero Girls than the Scooby Gang.
You've got nothing on the Teen Titans.
We've got a Green Lantern and a Supergirl. What do you have?
He's got nothing, yo!
We straight garbage, girl!
Starfire and Supergirl have some cute alien girl bonding moments. Cyborg tries to hit on Green Lantern. Again, I guess him and Jinx are just open. And Robin and Batgirl immediately go at it, trying to prove which of them is the better sidekick to Batman.
I've got a cowl shaped like a bat.
Birds are cooler.
No way, bats are the coolest.
While the main meat of the episode is very much a redo of the Scooby one, with the odds clearly stacking in the Supergirl's favor, it's a lot less making fun of the Titans and more so hyping up the girls.
Okay, we don't need them. Boys versus girls, we're on.
Sorry, my dude. We's them superhero ladies now.
Oh, come on!
Again, gotta get those ratings up. The episode ends with the two teams working together to take out Control Freak. It's a really fun time, and I like seeing these versions of the characters together. It's weird how they already seem aware of each other though. Like, the girls have their own version of the Teen Titans back home. Why wouldn't they only be aware of them? Or maybe they just do multiverse stuff all the time, I don't know. Everyone does multiverse stuff nowadays. How did one of the nerdiest stuff me in a locker concepts become such a moneymaker in Hollywood? I don't know. But judging by these next two, it must still be working. Space House is a 4-part crossover event that really just gives you more of what you saw in Superhero Feud.
I'm better than you at probably everything.
Oh yeah? Backflip!
Triple backflip!
I don't mean that as a bad thing either, I love these characters together. As explained in the genuinely charming opening of the special, both teams get invited to a space house for a vacation. And rather than having an ongoing plot, it's more like a taste of how it would be if both shows merged into one. Just cute little adventures with the guys. Also, with more episodes, they didn't have to cram every character into one story. They instead focus on groups of characters in each part, like Bumblebee and Robin taking care of an alien threat in the house, Beast Boy and Green Lantern fighting over her power ring, and Cyborg and Supergirl reenacting Armageddon. I think they do a good job giving everyone something to do, though out of all of them I do think Bumblebee kind of faded into the back after her episode was done. It's a shame because I really like her design in this show, she's adorable.
But there's actual smoke in here.
It's probably just a therapeutic humidifier.
Real cough, long COVID.
But she is the shy one, so it makes sense. But we still get good moments with everyone, like watching them all binge garbage television, and Green Lantern learning that it's more than her ring that makes her a hero. Wait, is that a moral? In my Teen Titans Go? Get that out of here. You want to grow as a person? Go to Steven Universe. The four-parter ends with the reveal that Brainiac was behind the whole thing, sending out space houses to gather heroes from all of the other DC cartoons. You can even see characters from Batman the Animated Series and Brave and the Bold. You can even see Crypto. Geez, did they finally clean the back of the Cartoon Network closet? But again, this is another fun event. And the more of these I watch, the more I actually do want to check out DC Superhero Girls. So I guess they're doing their job. But we still have one more to check out, so let's move on. Now this last one, I was very excited to talk about because it sounded really cool. A full-length movie starring both of the teams, Teen Titans Go and DC Superhero Girls, Mayhem in the Multiverse. Okay, so judging by that title, what do you expect? Maybe the Titans traveling to their world to fight a big villain? Or maybe both teams getting teleported to another world altogether, facing a strange new threat? Something like that, right? Well, what you really get is about 10 minutes of Teen Titans Go and like an hour of DC Superhero Girls. They aren't even in the same room for most of it.
Quick, everybody, do something actiony before they cut away to the other hero.
They have like minutes together. What this movie really is the finale of DC Superhero Girls that the Titans are watching.
I hadn't thought about it, Pat, but in retrospect, it was kind of a ripoff. What a way to treat the loyal fans who put up with so much nonsense from this franchise.
I think it's insane that they call this a crossover movie. If you took the Titans out, barely anything would change. And it's not even like it's a bad movie or anything. It's fun for what it is. There's a lot going on that I have no idea about since I didn't watch the show. Apparently Zatanna has demon magic, and Supergirl is implied to be stronger than Superman? Nice try, girls. Boys still rule. I'm joking, of course. Mostly, but I don't really want to review it or like recap it because I'm missing so much context. I'd basically just be saying I enjoyed another episode of the show. And again, where are the Titans? It's just kind of weird. I don't know, maybe this was the only way DC Superhero Girls could get a finale. This movie did come out after the show had been cancelled, so I guess this was just a compromise. But this isn't a crossover, this is a cameo. At least they did commentary over Space Jam when they watch that. Maybe I'll talk about it more at length if I ever do a DC Superhero Girls video. Leave a comment if you want that, but I'm just too out of the loop to say anything other than it was fine. I just hope the characters actually show up in this last one.
It seems your brutish attacks are useless against my genteel form.
Is what?
Alright guys, this is the big one. Old versus new. Hyperaction versus hyperactive. This is Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans. Now, with as many nods to the original show that Teen Titans Go makes, we all knew it was bound to happen someday, especially with that little teaser at the end of the movie.
We think we found a way back.
I actually watched this one before with the boys. We just finished Hardcore Henry, and with our adrenaline at an all-time high, we wanted something to kick back with. And at the time, I kinda just thought it was fine. You know, cute little movie. But after watching it again, I had a way better time with it.
It's not like it's real training.
Yeah, you're only fighting against yourself.
Of course I'm fighting me. I'm a super genius tactician with good looks to match. Who could be better?
I don't think there's an answer there that you're gonna like.
This movie has our heroes go face to face with the original 03 Titans in a battle to see which is the better version. At least, that's what it looks like at first. What this actually ends up being is a pretty good Raven story that deals with her backstory as a half-demon, and even kind of ties to Raven's arc in the original series, with Go's Trigun teaming up with the spirit of 03 Trigun to steal Raven's powers and bring him back to life. I mean Go Raven's powers, not 03 Raven. This is gonna get annoying, huh? Anywho, this leads to a battle across the multiverse, fighting to save Raven and prevent the Trigun's rule. And it kinda rules. First of all, they really tried to make this feel like a movie instead of an overblown episode. There's better lighting in scenes, and some of the places and even just the tower itself feel bigger and more cinematic. Watching this through, it almost felt like if they had just given it more time to cook, this probably could have gone theatrical. It's not exactly at go to the movies quality, but it's close, and it's def a step up from the show. Even the intro looks awesome. I was hyped watching the voice actor names pop up for both versions of the Teen Titans. Speaking of, the only problem I have with the animation is that the 03 Titans don't look really good. I know the show is rigged and I have no problem with that, and it looks good. I've always thought that these were solid rigs. But the original Titans aren't designed to be rigged, so they looked really stiff in comparison to the Go Titans. The Go Titans are designed to work in Flash, but you can't really redesign the 03 Titans because they're supposed to look like the original. You'd lose some of the effect if you redesigned them. It's like when you see Superman in Teen Titans Go. He looks like he belongs there. It's not that big a deal. These guys are supposed to stand out. They just don't look that great because of it. It would have been awesome if they could have been traditionally animated, but that would have been a whole other pipeline, and this is a DVD movie. You think they're dropping the big bucks on something that's gonna end up next to everyone's hero? I still think the rigs could have been done better. Like, outside of how they move, they just look off. They look more like how they looked in old Cartoon Network bumpers. Like, almost there, but not quite. But like I said, on the whole, this movie does look good. I just wish they fixed up the 03 Titans a bit. But on the story and writing side of things, it's still pretty solid. We start with a standard Teen Titans Go bad guy mission with some very good moments with Gentleman Ghost, played by my boy Weird Al.
Now I'll just procure the money and... Well, stop that! Cut it out!
But then the fight segues nicely into Raven's gym getting broken, which sparks the Trigun's plans. I had thought that most of the plot would have to be forced to get things going, but we move on smoothly from one beat to the next, and all the moments that we want to see are there. The fights between the two sets of Titans is silly, but still packs some good action, and it's cool seeing them all interact with each other. It's really funny that the OG Robin can't stand Go Robin, like even a little, while all the other counterparts slowly warm up to one another.
Everyone okay? Everyone who counts, I mean? What's that supposed to mean?
It can be a little too much, and I do think they portrayed the original Titans too seriously. They are not always training or on alert, so the Teen Titans Go teaching them how to relax, especially Cyborg and Beast Boy, doesn't really fit.
What are they doing?
Ask them.
What are you guys doing?
Staying sharp.
Waiting for Robin's plan.
You know they just wanted another excuse to add a song.
Why did we just do that? To pad out. What?
Screen time.
Another aspect of the story I liked were the two Ravens bonding. If you've seen the original series, you know just how much Raven went through to control her demon side, so it's nice seeing her give so much advice to Go Raven. There are still some jokes thrown in, like how neither of them are used to walking, but it's played pretty much straight, and it's sweet. Also, special shout out to the Trigons for having some great moments together.
Procure me a soda. Wouldn't the water be more hydrating? Soda? Fine. just this once. Larger!
And if you're a fan of Teen Titans Go, they even get a chance to continue the Santa storyline, and probably the best part of the movie, at least my favorite. But the climax is definitely what got the internet the most excited for it, as the Titans team up with versions of themselves from all over the multiverse, with some fun cameos like the Tiny Titans from the Art Baltazar series. Where my gorilla head's at? It's a pretty fun fight scene, and we even get to see Raven assume her ultimate form.
What are you supposed to be?
What? You don't know a flock of ravens when you see one? We are the unkindness.
This is a good movie, guys. It should have been in theaters. It's rough around the edges and there's a lot of stupid jokes and pointless bits, but it's still really fun. The animation looked great for the most part, and the story was solid. I honestly think they should have put more money into it and went for theaters. The first one did really well, and with the draw of the original Titans, I think this could have done even better. Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans should have just been a cheap cash grab, but it ended up being a ton of fun, and while not exactly the send-off to the original Titans people might have wanted, it was a heck of a good crossover.
When I first met you, I thought you were weird and annoying. But with several more years training, and assuming you reach a normal height, let's be done shaking hands now.
And that's it. All the Teen Titans Go crossovers. I've probably missed one or two, or they've made 8 more since this video came out, but either way, I did my best. But I enjoyed all of them, just some more than others. Some a lot more than others. Kinda crazy how many shows Teen Titans Go tackles. The only other show that was going that hard was like OKKO, and Ian got Sonic, so he wins regardless. But this was fun. I got to watch a ton of Teen Titans Go, and I only got 3 nosebleeds. 4 nosebleeds. Well, back to the ER, Teen Titans Go.